Hey friends, I'm back to tell you about a couple of dreams that I've had since the last word that I gave out, which was on May 29th was the last word I gave out, where I was talking about how God had not given me a dream in some time because I had not given out the last warning that he wanted me to. So in my last word, I gave that warning. The very next night on May 30th, he gave me another dream. So in this dream, in the beginning of the dream, I was walking. I don't know where I was. It was a place I'd never been before, but I just remember seeing across the street was a very beautiful nature scene, and there was a tree with an owl in it. And I thought, oh, it's so pretty over there. And I'm a nature girl, so nature calls me. So I started to walk over there towards where the pretty trees and green grass was, and I see the owl in the tree. And I start getting close to the owl and thinking, I wonder if I can touch this owl. Can I get close enough to touch this owl? And as I got closer to the owl and was just admiring how beautiful it was, my husband's behind me yelling at me saying, "Don't mess with the owl. Don't mess with the owl." And in that same moment, almost, the owl hoots at me. And when it did, I became afraid. I was afraid of it, like afraid to touch it at that point. So then I start running. I run around the tree and I start running back to where my husband is. And then the dream like changes scenes. I go from running around the tree away from the owl, and I knew the owl had significance. I'm going to get back to that after I tell you the full dream. But the dream changes scenes, and now I'm at my mom's house, standing in her yard. My mom is on her front porch, and my husband and I are standing in her front yard. And I dreamed that it was flooding. It was not like rushing waters to start with. Now, this is the third dream about flood I've had, and all three dreams were similar in that in the beginning with the flood, it wasn't too serious. It's just like ankle deep water, and then suddenly there's a huge rush of mountain of water that comes in. So, in the beginning of this flood, we're ankle deep in the water, standing in my mom's yard. And then suddenly, like the other dreams, there is a rush of water that's coming in. And in that same moment, the rush of water takes my husband and it's carrying him away. And then it starts to carry me away. And I don't know how, but somehow in my dream, it's a dream, these men on motorcycles are riding down the road in the flood, trying to rescue people, trying to grab their hands and put them on the back of the motorcycle with them. And this man on a motorcycle rides by, and I'm at arm's reach length, so I hold my arm out and he holds his out and he tries to scoop me up to help me. And I'm looking at my husband and he sees that I'm being rescued by this man on the motorcycle, and he's like trying to swim and fight the current to stay with me so that he doesn't lose me. And then in that moment, I start to see the ground just kind of separate and cave in, like the water and the ground is just caving in into the earth. And then I woke up. And so I knew that the owl had significance at the beginning of that dream, but I wasn't sure what it meant. So, of course, I went to Google and I Googled biblical meaning of an owl. And it said that it could mean desolation, mourning, not like mourning time, but mourning like grief, loneliness, and divine judgment. So I felt like that the owl was a warning of the divine judgment that's coming, and I feel there's going to be a significant flood. So then the next night, on May 30th, I had another dream. Now, I don't know if this is a dream from the Lord or not, but I still feel the need to share it. So maybe there is some significance. Maybe it's just a wild dream my mind had, but I feel the need to share it. So in this dream, my husband and I was driving, he was riding with me in the passenger seat, and we were leaving. I don't know where we were leaving, but we were leaving somewhere. And I just remember we were pulling out of this division or development, and across the street, we were at the stop sign, and across the street were many trees, like the trees that are behind me, big trees. And as I'm waiting for the cars to go by, I'm just looking at the trees, and I see one tree pick up another tree and move it just like this. Like it picked it up, moved it from one side to the other in this kind of motion. And I look at my husband, I'm like, did you see that? Did you see that tree move the other tree? Am I tripping? So again, the dream like changes scenes. And now we're not in the car anymore. We're in this open field area, and there's a small little shack. It was kind of looked kind of like a concession stand or something. And there's many other people around, not a whole lot, but I'd say maybe 10 to 15 people. And we're looking, everybody's looking in the same direction, kind of like behind the concession stand. It's like a little hill. We're looking over the hill, and we see multiple trees moving, like walking, kind of like trees walking. And we're all kind of freaking out because trees aren't supposed to walk. So as the trees start coming closer, they're coming towards us. People start freaking out and running away. And then for some reason, my husband's not with me anymore. I don't know where he went, but now my youngest son is with me. And I remember as the trees were getting closer, when they're first coming over the hill walking, they just look like trees with feet, and they're like their branches are arms and their roots are legs, and they're just walking towards us. But as they get closer, it's like, I don't know if I had spiritual eyes to see through the trees or what, but it was like they were kind of transparent. I could see the tree, but I could also see inside of the tree. And inside of the tree looked like people, kind of, but they looked evil. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like their faces just looked evil and contorted, kind of. And I remember my youngest son, he was so brave, and I can't remember what he was saying now, but he was repeating a scripture over and over, and it may have been, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." He was just repeating it over and over again, but it might have been something else. I can't remember exactly, but it was something to that effect. And he just kept repeating it over and over and over again. He wasn't afraid. He was just ignoring the tree that was after him. And the person inside of the tree was a woman. She was just this evil looking woman, and she's trying to grab hold of my son with her tree branch hands. And it's like she can't touch him. She can't touch him. She's trying, but she can't touch him because he's just warding her away, you know? Meanwhile, I'm over here freaking out at the tree that's walking towards me, and the one that's walking towards me has a man in it. And I'm like frozen, paralyzed, in shock. I don't know. I can't speak. I can't move because I am terrified at this tree that's coming at me. And then I wake up. So, again, I don't know if that second dream really has any meaning from the Lord or not, but I still felt the need to share it. So if any of you have any insight to what that dream could mean, or if you've had any similar dreams or visions of moving trees or spirits in trees, then please let your girl know. Help me out. But I pray that y'all stay blessed, stay protected, and I love you.